I just wanted to record that it is finally happening. I am getting the truck this morning. I'm always filming in my car. It's probably because my house is so messy. I don't subconsciously don't want you to see it. The bloke who's bringing it down, I don't actually know. I'm kind of waiting on a phone call saying I'm here at the storage unit. So I'm gonna just go and like get a couple of stuff, some snacks and stuff for the road, because I've got to drive him all the way back. So it's going to be a day of lots of driving for me, but it is a beautiful day. I like driving, especially when the weather's lush, so I'm happy with that. I'm just so happy that it's finally coming down, and I'm just so looking forward to just making a start, and I'm so excited. It has been a long process. A lot has been going on. I haven't had time to film, unfortunately, but like I will update more later. I've got to go and meet this guy now. It's now March the 29th, so I originally went to look at the truck on March the 5th, so it has taken a good long time to sort all this stuff out, but I'm hoping that it'll all be worth it in the end, and I've bought a good truck and it'll be a great base vehicle for my project. So I remember it was March the 5th because it was the day, I'm a bit superstitious, especially for a scientist. It was the day before Mercury went retrograde, and I thought, God, man, I'm buying like a big vehicle right during Mercury retrograde. What's gonna go wrong? So that may have something to do with how long it's taken to actually sort it all out. I've had quite a few problems along the way. I've had a more recent problem with the DVLA, which I'll go into later, regarding my category C application, and just generally like financial troubles. I have begged, borrowed, not stealed. I'm not going to tell that on camera anyway, but I've had to like borrow money off people for like unexpected costs, and it's just I've managed to pull it out of my ass basically, and so I think the kind of like disorganization of everything has made it a little bit worse in terms of how long it's taken to sort it out. But with all that being said, it's coming down this morning. I will take lots of videos and photos and put them on here, and yeah, I'll update you a bit more later after I've done a very long drive today. All right, see you later. Bye. Oh my God, was that ever a morning? Yeah, it's down here. I'm about to go and take a look and just sort everything out. I have had one hell of a drive back. Traffic was a nightmare, and I realised just after dropping the bloke off who drove it down that I left a candle burning in my house. And yeah, that was the most awful 2-hour drive home, thinking that my house was going to burn down, and I'm an idiot, and yeah, I just generally am hating on myself right now. So I'm going to go out for a walk, go down, look at the truck, and try and forget about what an idiot I am. It's all fine, it was fine, but it was a close one. Do you know what I mean? Too much on for me right now, can't cope. Anyway, okay, so I just timed that walk from my house. It's taken me 20 minutes so far. I've still got another 5 minutes to go, so not too bad. 25-minute walk. I had to have a few ciders when I got home after the stress of the candle thing. So yeah, it's kind of down this like creepy road. So some allotments on this side. So yeah, I just wanted to, I hate like videoing myself in public. It's a really weird thing to do, isn't it? I just wanted to quickly go over some stuff. I ended up having to get one of the blokes who works for the like mechanic to bring it down in the end, because I could not sort insurance. Okay, I'm really paranoid someone's going to see me videoing myself. I could not sort insurance for it. The only people I managed to get a quote off, I rang around loads of places. The only people who would give me a quote were Adrian Flux, and they quoted me like a couple of hundred for one day. And after, you know, all the money that I'd already forked out and everything, it was just too much. So, and the friend that I had obviously didn't want to drive it uninsured. for which I don't blame him at all. So yeah, I emailed the guy and I was like, look, you know, I'm really struggling to find insurance. Is there anyone of, you know, your crew who can possibly drive it down? And somebody offered, and so yeah, they brought it down this morning. I just gave them a little bit of cash for it, and then I drove them back. So yeah, it's kind of like mid-afternoon now, so it took a good chunk of the morning to tote them back, but that was okay. They were an interesting person. I enjoyed talking to them for like 2 hours in the car. So that's all gone fine. So I'm just walking down right now to take a second look, because things were a bit rushed this morning and I could tell that, you know, the guy had like other stuff to do today. He was working, so he kind of needed to get back. The next jobs for me are to send in the V5C, to finally declare it as mine, and obviously sawn it, because I'm not going to be able to drive it for a good few months yet, especially with the DVLA issue. So yeah, I'll take a video once I get down there. I'm almost there. You can kind of see it over there. Okay. So I'm in the truck right now. I just got here. I'll film. I might take some photos outside because I feel a bit weird about filming inside. I'm in the like little sleeper area right now. I'll show you around in a minute, but I just had a really good look at the truck and I am shitting myself a little bit now. I just looked at stuff that, like, I don't know, I just hadn't seen before, and I'll put up some pictures, but like some of the rust is freaking me out a little bit, particularly around the tops of the wheel arches. Like, I've actually seen a hole. Sorry, I'm sweating. It's so unbelievably hot in here, but I cannot open the windows. They're like fully stuck. So yeah, I don't know. A little bit of a reality moment for me, actually. I can't quite believe that I've done this, and I am having a bit of a panic about what I have sort of, if I've bitten off more than I can chew right now. I'm sure it'll be fine, but I think it's going to need, I don't know, on the last MOT there was sort of nothing said about welding, but what I could see looked like potentially, I mean, I was going to go around with some, I went on and bought this, there's this bloke, I can't remember what his name is, but he runs the Van Dog Traveller website, and he has like an ebook which I bought, and that's been really, really useful. So he recommended, like, before you start any of the inside works, to go around and fix all the bodywork and all the rust and stuff. And certainly in his van, which was like an old LDV Convoy, some of his rust inside was so bad that he actually had holes in the floor, like where the rust had eaten all the way through. So and he just patched them up with fiberglass, and I was going to go around with some aqua steel and some hammerite and fix all the like superficial rust, but I've just had a really good look underneath, and some of the rust doesn't look superficial, it looks pretty full on, and I'm a bit annoyed that I didn't see it the first time around. I don't know why, but yeah, so I'm hoping everything will be okay. Potentially going to have to pay another mechanic at some point to come out and take a look, because I just don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, I'm going to flip you around and hopefully we can see the inside. So this is my view of the sleeper cab. I can just about sit up in here in a bit of a slouch. That's the floor. So I guess I'm sat on like the weird barrier that they put in, because I think like this seal around here was leaking, but it doesn't seem to be leaking now. So there's one window on that side, and there's one window on this side. You can see the like random truck next door. And I actually looked under the wheel arches of that truck next door, and they're not nearly as rusty as mine. So I'm having kittens a little bit right now, but you know. So yeah, this is like one of the like random little beds. I feel so sorry for the the guys who used to have to sleep up here. It's pretty basic. That is the like cut through. I'm really scared I'm going to break this thing that I'm sat on. That's the cut through to the cab. Nice little dirty tissue there. You can see through that hole, like that goes into the cab. So at some point I'm going to take this off. I don't know why they bolted it, because that means I have access to the truck through the cab, because there is a side door, but I don't particularly want to open that up yet, and I think it's good to have access to your truck from the cab. So yeah, so the other like bed space I'm actually sat on, it's under this wooden sort of thing. And then coming around, this is my view from up in the Luton. So you can see the extremely dirty fiberglass roof. And the wooden sort of strutted walls and the floor. And these are some ramps. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. They were used by the removals company. I think I might have somebody interested in buying them, but before I sell them I need to fashion something, because as you'll see in a minute, it's a hell of a step up into the truck. So I'm going to need something for the time being. So yeah, it's quite high. Little seat up here. You can kind of see it's a big jump. Definitely going to need to get a ladder. There's this kind of like weird thing at the end, like this. If you look in one corner, it's got like hinges, and in the middle a hole, which I think must mean that it lifts up. And I've looked underneath and there's like a big gap. Like the floor is a lot higher than, I'm so like useless that I don't even know how to describe this sort of thing. The floor is a lot higher than the base of the vehicle, if that makes sense. So there's like a good, almost 1 foot gap between like the base wood of the floor and this wood of the inside, and this like hinge or whatever it is like, you can see where the gap is underneath it. I'm not quite sure what it's for. I'm not quite sure whether I can get rid of it. I'm not quite sure at this point whether I should keep this floor or whether I should rip it up and take a look at what's underneath, just from seeing what's happening with the wheel arches. I'm thinking maybe I should take it up and have a look. So yeah, right now feeling like I have bitten off way more than I can chew. I have no idea how I'm going to do any of this, but I'm going to get out of here now because I've had a really stressful day and I've got a headache, and this heat is not making me feel any better. This is the Luton from the floor, so you can kind of see how high it is up in there. It's nice and light in here at the moment because obviously of the fiberglass roof, even though it is filthy. But obviously once I board that over and insulate it, it's going to get quite dark, so I need to think about where the windows are going to go. I can already see a problem. I don't know what this means. Somebody wrote that on there. I've also got like a couple of random brooms, and weird of all, I've got a coat hanger and someone's glasses. Lucky me. But yeah, I can already feel like when I put my hand here, like the metal, it's really sunny day here, and the metal of this is like red hot. It's almost too hot to touch. So I can actually understand now that in hot weather it may be as much of an issue to keep it cool as it is to keep it warm in the winter. So lots to think about when I'm so worried about this rust and stuff. I don't know. So yeah, this is what I mean about the random gap. I'm not sure what this is. Like, that's the inside, and this is the gap. I don't know what it's for. Yeah, weird. So yeah, here she is from the outside. Help.